Hi guys, I have been given the task of talking to you about the mental health weekend we've just had and sort of why we've had the mental weekend we've just had. Um, on the positive side, it got me out of loading the dishwasher because Alan's doing that now, so yay, go me. Essentially, Alan is having a really hard time of things at the moment. Things are starting to get on top of him a little bit again. A lot of his stress triggers are starting to manifest. He isn't sleeping very well, and when he does sleep, his night terrors are terrifying, in all honesty. He regularly wakes me up in the middle of the night because he's screaming, which is a fair sign that his subconscious is not happy at all, in the slightest. So, as an exercise, what I decided to do was just to take the pressure off, take the just take our foot off the gas. We did nothing. I wrote about it a little bit on my blog on Friday about how we were basically abdicating all responsibility for adulting for the entire weekend, and that is essentially what we did. Alan did a bit of editing, we watched some TV, we didn't go anywhere much really. We went to the sorting office, we went to the supermarket, and that was pretty much it. We just chilled, and it seemed to be working, in all honesty, until Sunday afternoon. And then he obviously started thinking, it's Sunday afternoon, I'll be back to work tomorrow, and then all of it started manifesting again, resulting in a very broken night's sleep for me. As you can probably tell, I am exhausted. Alan less so, because after I woke him up, calmed him down, he went back to sleep quite happily. So yeah, I plan on implementing a few regime changes in our household. We are going to start mindfully meditating again properly. I have an app called Headspace that, I believe it or not, it was Alan's doctor who recommended it to him, and he in turn recommended it to me, and I find that it helps quite a bit. I also bought a gadget because, we're a gadget household. We love our gadgets, and essentially what it does is it beams a light onto the ceiling in the dark in your bedroom, and you match the light to the pulse. You match your breathing to the pulses of the light. The idea being that it's supposed to put your body and mind in a restful state, making it easier for you to fall asleep. Falling asleep doesn't tend to be the issue for either of us. It's staying asleep for me, and the night terrors for Alan. But the night terrors lessen and sort of become a lot less frequent when his stress is under control, which at the moment it really isn't. So we need to work on that. I need to work on cultivating a good home life, making sure that our evenings are as stress-free as possible, I want to try and limit his screen time, so no more YouTube at bedtime, because no, television, if I had my baby, we wouldn't have a television in our bedroom, but you know, this is a democracy in this house, and he wanted a TV, so I live with the fact that there is a television in our bedroom. I prefer to read, so I take my book up, and what I've done is I have tried to get Alan reading before bed rather than watching YouTube or something on BBC iPlayer or whatever it is that takes his fancy on that particular day at that particular time. Exercise, going back to the gym, making us both physically tired, and the yoga, doing some yoga, mindful meditation, light reading, something fictional, something non-threatening, because some of his dreams are a bit bizarre. I wonder how much of that is a reflection over what he sees right before he goes to bed. And we'll go from there. So yeah, so that was essentially why we ended up having the mental health weekend that we did. It did sort of seem to have an effect, and hopefully moving forward things will improve and get a bit easier. It's no joke. Mental health is no joke. Alan and I have both suffered from it. She says as he barges in with the Hoover while she's recording. And now he's realised, and now he's going to stand there and watch me while I finish this off. You didn't know, did you?
No.
You told me to do it.
I know, but I didn't realise that you'd actually catch me hoovering.
Yeah.
I've spent so long saying it's you what cleans up and I never do anything because I'm pampered.
You are pampered.
And now they've caught me with a hoover.
Yeah, I've already told them it was bribery. You asked me to do this and I got out of having to load the dishwasher. I didn't actually mention anything about the hoover.
But I do it all the time. At least 2 times a week. So why wouldn't you expect me to hoover up when I do it 4 times a week? Twice a day, on average. Sometimes 7 times a week. No, you're not going to win, are you?
No.
I'll carry on filling the dishwasher then.
So yeah, where was I? Yeah, mental health. It is not a joke. I know I'm laughing now, but I'm laughing at him because sometimes he's an idiot. It's something that everybody either knows someone who suffered from it or suffered from it themselves at one point or another. It's not something to be ashamed of. It's not something to be afraid to admit to the fact that you need help with. And people should talk about it more. Stop the stigma, you know? Anyway, I think I have been far too serious and heavy for long enough now, so I'm going to pass you back over to Alan with his light-hearted version of banter and our lives. So, moving on.
Okay guys, that's it. It's getting late now. I'm going to call it in the vlog. It's Monday night. The worst one over with. I wish it was a 4-day week here, but it isn't. Because as you might know, or you might not know, Scotland doesn't take Good Friday off. We get the 2nd of January off instead. And when the 2nd of January, I think it's fantastic. But this time of the year, I think it's terrible. So we're going to get the one bank holiday, don't we?
Your mum used to call us a heathen, call me a heathen for working Good Friday.
And Easter Monday.
And Easter Monday for that matter.
Yeah. And we're working Easter Monday, so while you all have your long bank holiday weekend in the snow, we wait for 2 weeks before we get bank holiday Monday off, which is the 16th, I think. Mm-hmm. And I'm off that week anyway. I'm taking that week off just because I need time off now. It's time to have a rest and a bit of time to myself. Michelle's taking the Thursday, Friday, Monday off, so yeah, we'll take it from there. Anyway, with that, gonna call it, so it's a good night from me.
And it's a good night from him.
Good night to you all in the morning.